play you if I could. Dreidel, 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 I made it out of wood. And when you're ready, I'd play you if I could. Yo, turn me up in the headphones. Dreidel, 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 made it out of gold. When it's cold, you are already, I'm a player when it's cold. So cold.
Dreidel, 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 I made it out of sand. But when I tried to spin it, crumbled in my hand, crumbled in my hand. Crumbled in my hand.
I have a little dreidel. I made it out of clay. And when it's dry and ready, dreidel, I shall play. I shall play.
Oh, dreidel, 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 que te varo fabriqué. And when it's dry and ready, oh, dreidel, I shall play. Dreidel, 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 que te varo fabriqué. And when it's dry and ready, oh, dreidel, I shall play.
I shall play. Oh, I shall play. 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 I shall play.
Tippy-tap-toe, happy Hanukkah, round you go. My little latka on your toes. Happy Hanukkah, and around you go. Clap your hands, happy Hanukkah, clap, clap hands. My little sugar pie on your toes. Happy Hanukkah, and around you go. Jump real high, happy Hanukkah, jump, jump high. My little latka on your toes. Happy Hanukkah, and around you go. Run real fast, happy Hanukkah, run, run. My little sugar pie on your toes. Happy Hanukkah, and around you go.
Happy Chanukah, all my little latkes. It's Cantor Paul from Temple Beth Israel, along with Rabbi Jonathan Kupitz. Shalom, Rabbi.
Happy Hanukkah, everybody. Thank you so much for being with us. It is great to see you, whether you're with us here on Zoom or whether you're on Facebook with us. It's wonderful to gather for a little time together. We'll sing some songs, make Havdalah to end our week, and then light our Chanukiot together. So if you have any of the supplies for any of those things that we're doing, whether they be Hanukkah supplies or Havdalah supplies or things, and you want to light along with us, please feel free to gather those things and do so. We're going to sing a song as we before we move into Havdalah.
Oh Chanukah, Chanukah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Dreidels to play with and latkes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. Oy Chanukah, Yontiv Hashena, a lustiger, a freiliche Nito, noch a Säune, alle Nacht in Dreidel spielen wir, so de Kessel Latkes essen wir, geschwinde sind Kinder, de Chanukah lichtelig on. Lob mir alle singen, lob mir alle springen, lob mir alle tanzen in Ton. Lob mir alle singen, lob mir alle springen, lob mir alle tanzen in Ton. Yemei Chanukah, Chanukah mikdashenu, b'giluf simcha, v'malim et libeinu, laila vayom sviv aveinu yisod, suf ganyot, nochal gam larot, ha'iru, adliku, nerot Chanukah rabim, על הניסים ועל הנפלאות ואשר הללו המכבים על הניסים ועל הנפלאות ואשר הללו מכבים ay 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 and while we are playing, candles are burning low. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago.
Happy Hanukkah. We are going to move into our Havdalah. Before we light Chanukiot, before we light Hanukkah candles, we say goodbye to Shabbat. And so we're going to go into Havdalah. And since we have a different crowd than we usually do, just for Havdalah, we do gather every week, usually at 6:45 for Havdalah, just so that you know if you ever want to join us. But we have three major symbols and four blessings for Havdalah. The first is wine, our symbol of human joy, which is used at the opening of Shabbat and, of course, at its close. The second, spices, that we carry the fragrance of Shabbat, the specialness of Shabbat with us into the rest of the week. The third symbol is our Havdalah candle, our braided candle. And again, we begin with light that is actually separate at the beginning of Shabbat, but by the end of Shabbat, the lights of community and our integration with the Holy One is stronger, and so the lights are intertwined. And then, of course, we have our the final blessing is a blessing over separation, separating the holy from the ordinary. And we begin with some introductory verses that point to a time of holiness, a time of redemption, that Shabbat is a taste of a redemptive time of a world to come.
הנה על ישועתי הבטח ולא אבחון, כי עוזי וזמרת יה אדוני ויהי לי לישועה. ושבתם מים בששון ממיני הישועה. לאדוני הישועה אל עמך ברכתך סלה. אדוני צבאות עמנו משגב לנו אלוהי יעקב סלה. אדוני צבאות אשרי אדם בוטח בך. אדוני הושיע המלך יעננו ביום קורנו. ליהודים הייתה אור ושמחה וששון ויקר, כן תהיה לנו כוס ישועות אשא, ובשם אדוני אקרא. Lai lai ya la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai lai ya la lai 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 la la lai lai la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai lai ya la lai 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 la la lai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
Borei Peri Hagafen.
Borei Peri Hagafen. Borei Peri Hagafen. Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
Borei Minei V'Samim.
Borei minei b'samim. Borei minei b'samim. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
Borei Me'orei Ha'esh.
Borei me'orei ha'esh. Borei me'orei ha'esh. Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 la.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamavdil ben kodesh lechol, ben or lachoshech, ben Yisrael amin, ben yom hashvi'i l'sheshet yamei ha'ma'aseh. Baruch atah Adonai
Baruch Baruch Shemo.
hamavdil ben kodesh lechol.
Hamavdil ben kodesh lechol, Chadoteinu hu yimcho. Zarene v'chaspenu me'bekachol, ve'hakochavim balayla. Shavua tov, 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 Shavua tov. A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi, Bimhera ve'yamenu, Yavo eleinu. Mashiach ben David, Mashiach ben David, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi.
Shavua Tov, everyone. A good week, a week of blessing, a week of bringing light into the world, a week of goodness. We're going to move a little again into our celebration of Hanukkah. We're going to sing a little, and then we're going to light our Chanukiot.
All right, so this one is probably familiar to most of us, but even if it's not that familiar, you can join together. If you can picture all of us who are on Zoom, all of us who are on Facebook together, all of us who are on YouTube, doing one thing together, it would be, everybody goes, oh. So let's try it, okay? 3, 2, 1. Oh. And now that you got that down, you can count out the candles in Ladino. It goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's different. 5. And then 6 is 6. And then 7 is 7, just like in Spanish. And then 8 is 8 candelas para mí. Una fiesta voy a fazer con alegrías y placer. Gonna go to a lot of parties with happiness and pleasure. Muchas fiestas voy a fazer con alegrías y placer. Everybody say, oh. Get ready to count them down. Here we go. 1 candelica, 2 candelicas, 3 candelicas, 4 candelicas, 5 candelicas, 6 candelicas, 7 candelicas, 8 candelas para mí. Chanukah linda está aquí. Happy Hanukkah is here. 8 candelas para mí. Chanukah linda está aquí. Happy Hanukkah, 8 candles. 8 candelas para mí. Here we go. Oh, count them down. 1 candelica, 2 candelicas, 3 candelicas, 4 candelicas, 5 candelicas, 6 candelicas, 7 candelicas, 8 candelas para mí. Oh, my favorite verse. Los pastelicos voy a comer. I'm going to eat little pastries. Con almendricas y la miel. With almonds and honey. Kind of like a baklava. Los pastelicos voy a comer. Con almendricas y la miel. Oh, last time. Una candelica, dos candelicas, tres candelicas, cuatro candelicas, cinco candelicas, seis candelicas, siete candelicas, ocho candelas para mí.
Cantor, should I do the story now, or you want to do another song first?
Are we going to do the story before we light?
Yeah.
Yes, do the story, and then I have my little short intro to lighting.
Okay, great.
Go for it, Rabbi.
So,
Thank you.
Some friends of mine put together an animation of the story of Hanukkah, and so I put my narration to the animation of the story of Hanukkah. So I'm going to share that with you and share the story. The story of Hanukkah happened a long time ago, around 165 years before the first year of our current numbering system. At that time, the Jews lived mostly in Israel, and their holy temple was in the city of Jerusalem. The temple was the most special place for the Jewish people. The temple had a holy ark, a cabinet that holds the Torah. Above the ark hung the eternal light, a special oil lamp that had to stay lit at all times, day and night. Whenever it was about to go out, someone in charge of the oil would pour new oil into it to keep it burning. A mean king named Antiochus came to rule over the land of Israel. "I don't like the Jewish people," declared Antiochus. "They're so different from me. They pray to only one God, and I pray to many gods. They don't celebrate my holidays. They think their Torah is the holiest book, and I don't think so." Antiochus ordered all the Jewish people to stop being Jewish. Anyone caught doing Jewish things would be killed. Antiochus sent his soldiers to make the holy Jewish temple into a temple for his gods. They broke the ark and smashed the jars of oil. They put statues of their gods in the temple and brought in other unholy and dirty things like pigs and birds. This made the Jews really sad. Some Jews even got angry. One Jew named Mattathias had 5 sons. Mattathias, and especially his son Judah, could not stand the thought of their holy temple being so dirtied and wrecked. They told all the Jews, "We must rise up and fight for our holy temple." At first, the followers of Mattathias and Judah, who were called the Maccabees, were afraid. "Judah," they said, "Antiochus has so many soldiers. They have big weapons and wear armor. They even use elephants to fight their battles. We don't have weapons or armor or elephants. How could we possibly fight against Antiochus and his army?" Judah replied, "If we think hard and plan carefully, God will help us win our temple back." And that's what they did. The Maccabees realized that even though Antiochus and his army had weapons and armor and elephants, the Maccabees knew the land. They could get around in the hills at night because this was their home, and they grew up on those hills. They used their brains and their creativity to take the mean army by surprise, and with God's help, the Maccabees chased Antiochus and his army out of Israel. The first thing the Maccabees did was to go to their holy temple in Jerusalem. They repaired the ark and the stones that were broken. When they tried to light the eternal light, they discovered that Antiochus and his soldiers had broken all the jars of oil. This wasn't just any oil. It was a special, holy oil. They searched and searched until at last they found one tiny jar of pure oil. But the jar only had enough oil in it to burn for one day. It would take 8 days to travel to get more oil. The Maccabees decided to light the lamp anyway. And that's when a miracle happened. The little bit of oil that should have burned out after just one day lasted for 8 whole days. The Jews were overjoyed. First, their small army chased away the powerful army of Antiochus. And now, the tiny bit of oil lasted for 8 days. Was it luck? Or was it God helping the Jews who had decided to stand up for themselves? The Jewish people celebrated and thanked God for all these things. Ever since that time long ago, Jews light the Chanukiah, a candle holder with 8 candles plus 1 to do the lighting, to remember the special miracles that happened so long ago.
Rabbi, you're muted.
I said the story of Hanukkah, and now we're going to continue toward the lighting of our Hanukkah candles. If you don't have if you have Hanukkah candles you're going to light with us and they're not ready yet, get them ready, because in just a minute we're going to be doing that together.
Your 30-second warning. How many candles, how many candles, how many candles do we light on our Chanukiah, on this third Chanukah night? How many? How many? 3 candles burning, 3 candles burning, 3 candles burning through the night on our Chanukiah, for this third Chanukah night.
As we light our Chanukiot, if those who are on Zoom, if you want to shift your view, which is in the upper right-hand corner of Zoom, if it's on speaker view currently and you want to change it to gallery view so that you can see folk lighting their Chanukiot and share in the light, feel free to do that so you can see it. You can light your shamash right now, and then we're going to make the blessings. And then after we do the blessings, you can light the rest of the Chanukiah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Chanukah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim lavotenu bayamim hahem bazman hazeh.
You haven't, you can now light the rest of your candles. Newest candle first as you light.
And once we have our candles lit, it is traditional to sing a song called Hanerot Halalu. We light up these lights, and here we go. Now your part, and every song I do, there's some part for everybody. So I'm going to go like this. Hanerot, and then you go Halalu, Hanerot, Halalu, and then we together go Halalu. So I'll go real slow. Let's try it. 1, 2. Hanerot, Hanerot, Halalu, Halalu. That's the way it goes. Hanerot, Hanerot, Halalu. We light these lights for the miracles, for the wonder. We light these lights to rejoice and to remember. We light these lights for the days of the season. We light these lights as a symbol of our freedom. Here we go. Hanerot, Hanerot, Halalu. Hanerot, Hanerot, Halalu. We light these lights for this moment moment so sacred. We give our thanks for this world that God created. In every flame burns a promise of redemption, a prayer for peace, and the power of salvation. And he wrote, hallelujah. And he wrote, hallelujah. Nesgadol hayat sham. Nesgadol hayat sham. A great miracle happened there. Now the light shines everywhere. We light these lights for the miracles, for the wonder. We light these lights to rejoice and to remember. We light these lights for the days of the season. We light these lights as a symbol of our freedom. Honey road, hallelujah. Honey road, hallelujah. Honey road, hallelujah. Oh, yeah.
I'm so happy that we have all of you with us. It's a great group of people, both here and on Facebook Live. We are going to move toward our Siyum. I just want to offer heartfelt Hanukkah wishes to all of you for joy and light and connection, even if it's a virtual one, to those that you care about and you love. And we're going to sing a song and have our Siyum, and then I think end with a little video. And then if anybody wants to stick around afterward, we have a virtual dreidel game. If anybody would like to play, nobody needs to feel bad if they run off, if you set off time to, but if anybody wants to stick around, you can, we have a virtual dreidel game that people can try out. When we get there, I'll put it in the chat. It's if you want to play it outside of this time, it is just virtualdreidel.com. Not too hard to find. So we are. Let's go into Paul. You want to do song first and then Siyum?
Let's do one more Hanukkah song, and then after Siyum we can go. We could say Lehitra Ot and do our little transition, and then play the virtual dreidel. How's that?
Great.
So this might be familiar as well. I am so mixed up that I cannot tell you. I'm sitting in this blender turning brown. I've made friends with the onions and the flour, and the cook is scouting oil in the town. I sit here wondering what will come of me. Can I be looking as I do? I need someone to take me out and cook me, or else I'll really end up in a royal stew. I am a latka, I'm a latka, and I'm waiting for Chanukah to come. I am a latka, I'm a latka, and I am waiting for Chanukah to come. Well, every holiday has foods that are so special. I'd like to have that same attention too. I do not want to spend life in a blender. Who would? Wondering what it is that I'm supposed to do. Oh, matzah and charoset are for Pesach. Challah and chopped liver for Shabbat, assuming you like chopped liver. Blintzes on Shavuot, they're so delicious. And gefilte fish, in 2020, most people would rather do without, although I still like it. But I'm a latka, and I'm waiting for Chanukah to come. I'm a latka, I'm waiting for Chanukah to come. It's important that we have an understanding of what it is that we're supposed to do. You see, especially in times like these, there are many who are challenged with no homes, no jobs, very little food. It's so important that we all remember that while Baruch Hashem we have most of the things we need, we still must remember those who have so little. We must help them. We must be the ones to feed. 'Cause we're all latkes, and we're waiting for Chanukah to come. We're all latkes, and we are waiting for Chanukah to come. I'm a latka, I am a latka, and I'm waiting for Chanukah to come. I'm a latka, I am a latka, and I'm waiting for Chanukah to come.
So we're going to end our formal program with our Siyum prayers, our Shema and Hashkivenu prayers. Then there'll be a little video to transition us out. And then if people want to stay around and do dreidel, I'll give instructions to those who choose to stick around.
Should we share any announcements before we do our Siyum?
Sure. Why don't you say so? Well, first we have Zoom Siyum 6:45 on Monday and Wednesday evenings, and we'll be lighting our Chanukiah. The links are in your congregational email. It's also
back on the regular. Oh no, we're going to keep on the Chanukah so we can see each other, or are we going to our regular Zoom Siyum?
Well, at Zoom Siyum we can see each other too, because it's
that's true.
It's a meeting. So I think that's what I think we have in the newsletter. So I think we'll use that link. And then Cantor, you want to say something more about the concert?
If you were with us from the beginning of our program this evening, you know that we started out with a wonderful little video from our friends Nefesh Mountain. It was a Woody Guthrie song, something that Woody wrote when he was in his Yiddish phase. At least he had married a Jewish woman and wrote a lot of poetry around Jewish themes, and some of it only recently put to music. But Nefesh Mountain is a wonderful kind of a Jewish bluegrass band. Those of you who had the opportunity to see them at TBI a little over about 2.5 years ago, remember that evening as being something very special. Anyway, as we are here together as a TBI community at 5 o'clock Pacific time, elsewhere in the country, particularly on the East Coast, Nefesh Mountain is right now about 40 minutes into a special Chanukah concert that they've arranged to broadcast to the whole world, really, and have made some special arrangements with congregations around the country to help co-sponsor the event. So as we are meeting here, we're not really available to join them on the concert that began at 5 o'clock, but they were gracious enough to make a special arrangement for Temple Beth Israel community members to view the concert in its entirety, starting Monday evening, right after our Zoom Siyum at 7:15 Monday evening. In order to take advantage of this, and especially as it is a pay-per-view performance, I don't have to tell you how many sectors of our society are struggling through COVID-19 and trying to find innovative, creative, and accessible ways to continue to do the work that they do. Nefesh Mountain is certainly one of them. So this pay-per-view performance will be offered to TBI members starting on Monday evening. The only condition is you have to go to the email that we sent out and register with TBI Pomona in the congregational field on the registration. And if you do that, you will receive a link to watch the concert before the concert starts. So sometime on Monday, you will receive this special link. And I know I've said it before, but it is pay-per-view, which means it's only good one time. So if you want to watch it, you start the concert and then you enjoy an hour and a half, however long it is. And then unfortunately, you won't be able to see it again. But the good news is the link is good all next week, up until the end of Hanukkah. And my understanding is that's a privilege that no one else has, because once those who are on tonight, that's it. Once they watch it tonight, that's it. And again, I said this comes courtesy of Temple Beth Israel. We've supported this as a sponsor, and they've been gracious enough to make these arrangements. So take advantage of it. If you have any questions, I'm welcome. I'm certainly available to help you through any of it. And yeah, it's very exciting. And there's so many other great Hanukkah events going on, musically and otherwise, that are available online. We'll continue to try and feed some of those to our Facebook page, particularly as we have been the last number of days.
So just one final note about that, and we'll start our Zoom Siyum, which is that while I think it was clear, but it is a pay-per-view event, but it's offered free to you because of the Cantor Bush's sponsorship to make this possible. So take advantage of it. It's a great opportunity. And we're going to move into our Shema and Hashkivenu prayers.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam, Leolam. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. Vehamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Oh, Adonai. Amen. Amen, amen. Amen, amen. Amen. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'shalom, L'shalom. Ve'hamidenu Shomreinu L'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Amen. So this last video we're going to show before we have a little time for virtual dreidel is from our friends at Temple Isaiah in Los Angeles, and we hope you enjoy it, and we hope it brings a little bit more light into this sometimes seeming very dim time in our community. I don't know why it's not playing.
Zarul Tzadik L'Yisrael Simcha. Or Zarul Tzadik L'Yisrael
So thank you so much for being with us. We're going to end our stream now to Facebook, and anybody on Zoom who wants to stay around and play a little virtual dreidel, you're welcome to do so. And Gander Bush, I'll have to have you make me a host so that I can control the break